Hey guys, welcome to Utterly Unfiltered with
Tash
and Cara. Thank you for coming back this week. We're going to be talking about, our topic of choice is you don't need to be fixed, you need to be understood. Tash and I have spent a lot of time talking, but not on the podcast. We were meant to record a few episodes today, 4 episodes, and we have done one, and are planning to do one. So that's not even like a quarter efficient. Well, it's just about a quarter efficient.
It's not been the most economic use of our time.
No, but
we've been yapping.
We needed a chat.
We needed a good yap session.
Tash is my little therapist, so
I know.
Can't begrudge me this. Although Tash is actually sending me to, I think you've realised I need a professional.
She does need a professional because she needs someone who's unbiased. And if I actually said all of the things I think, then we probably wouldn't be friends anymore. So.
I'm so curious now. I'm so curious and scared. And also maybe like someone should get paid for speaking to me.
Yeah, maybe that too. Actually,
just because that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
No, I think you do need. I think you do need a therapist. Honestly, we all need therapists. I've had 4 therapists.
No, I know. Okay? I've also been to therapy.
I've gone through my therapists.
Tash sent me a message saying. Oh, because I took down an Instagram post, right? Mm-hmm. I have this thing, I've got major posting anxiety at the moment.
At the moment? Jesus.
For the last year. And then I'll post something on my story, take it down, put it up, take it down, put it up, take it down, right? Because I just can't decide if I want it there, if I don't, I should just not then. But anyways, I put a cute one of us running because we did our first park run. Go us, high five. Woo! Amazing. And I put it up and then I took it down. Well, Tash had said, caveated with, yes, you can put that on Insta, but don't take it down. So what did I do when I got home? Obviously. Yeah. And then Tash was like, you need to go to therapy. And then 5 minutes later, I got another message from Tash. I found you a therapist.
I found her a therapist. So I looked at what she specialised in. I found one of a good price.
This is the sign of a good friend.
And one with availability. Next week, but somebody has not booked in because there were other ones who weren't available till August, and I went, no, Cara needs this right now, okay, now. So I literally have sent her a therapist, and I've said, look what I've done for you.
I'm gonna book
my good deed of the day.
I'm gonna book it.
Yeah.
So some people have friends that help them with outfit choices. Others have friends that help them with therapists.
Yeah.
And who
would
you
just
rather?
like to say as well. I've been pushed to the point of giving you a physical therapist recommendation, okay? Because, I would like to say that I listen with open ears and I do not force my opinion on my friends. On the podcast, I force my opinion on you, of course. But,
That's
all my friends are pretty good about not shoving my opinion down people's throats too heavily. Because we all have different normals, different boundaries, different wants and needs, and so there's no way I can put mine on somebody else. However, you get to a point, okay, where you can't hear the same story one more time. You can't watch Cara literally text me. She goes, I've deleted Instagram. Okay, 10 minutes later, I'm on Instagram. So, and she's, a user unavailable or whatever. 10 minutes later, I'm on Instagram. Guess who pops back up again? Cara Knox Music. She's there again. Okay? And I literally messaged her. I said, you just told me you deleted it. She's like, yeah, I couldn't last 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
I grapple with music on Instagram because part of me is like, I have built up my Instagram over 3 years. And music is such a core part of my identity. And that is my way to, I suppose, promote it versus what it actually does to me psychologically, and it fucks me up. So it's like it's a constant battle of like what's actually better for me, because the one part is like almost feels like shedding the music identity if I don't have anything music online, social media wise. The other part is like, okay, but this is not good for me, it's not healthy. So I think I need to do what you do and just log out of my phone,
or treat it like a business.
Business hours maybe. True.
No, honestly, I don't think Instagram is the problem.
I'm
okay?
the problem.
Yeah, you're the problem. Genuinely. Like, Instagram is just a symptom.
But also, by the way, you don't need to be fixed. Yeah. You just need to be understood.
Well, and that leads us on to the topic of this episode, okay?
Wow. Okay, cool. Are we not going to catch up? We're just going to go in with it? Just go in for the kill?
No, we're catching up. We're catching up.
Yeah. What do we want to catch up that we've not caught up about already?
Good question. What's been going on in my life? Oh, you know what I did last night? Actually, wait. first of all, you need to actually introduce what we're going to talk about today, because we need it for,
Oh, no, I did.
So people know. Oh, you already have?
Twice.
Oh, God.
Plugged
all
it
right.
twice. Where have you been?
I've not been paying attention, clearly. Good job, Ted. No, yesterday I watched The Parent Trap.
I love it. Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, my God. Have you watched it recently?
No.
It is such a good movie.
It's so good. Phenomenal.
So I literally cried at the end.
know.
It's so beautiful. Like, it's so well acted. It's well written. It's just heartwarming. It's just amazing. And like, I watched it when I was a kid, but I don't think I watched it since then. So I mean, I would have been like maybe like 10 or 11. So I mean, we're talking about years. I'm old now.
It blew my mind when I remember watching it, like when it came out, or when when it was more recent and I was little, and when I found out that Lindsay Lohan was not in fact a twin, when it was just her, and I was like,
She
how
does
did they
such
get
a
the back
good
of her head
job.
twice? So good.
Yeah.
So phenomenal. Such a good movie. The part that always sticks with me is that part where they've like made the parents come back together, and then they have their ultimate like sort of like redemption talk where they fix all their problems, right? And the one line, it's like I think it's the mum that says, no, the dad says, oh well, you left, and then she says, oh but I wanted you to
Chase after me. Yeah.
And I was like, humans are so fucking complicated. Why would you not just say that? But we do that.
It's true. I was watching it last night and I was going 100% because he wasn't fighting for her. That's the whole reson. That's what happens. Guys, men. If you don't fight for your women, you lose them. Okay?
Use it or lose.
Oh. You got halfway through that sentence and went, oh.
Fight for it or lose it. Maybe. Not the same ring.
Yeah.
Such a good film. I think my ultimate. Oh, isn't there another scene where she like puts gum in that lady's hair?
Is it gum? I thought it was a gecko.
Oh no, it is a gecko.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
gecko.
Of course it is. I'm just getting confused.
On Meredith, the fiance to be's head.
Hilarious.
I know.
Hilarious.
Terrible. Actually terrible. That's what Ali was saying. We were watching it and he was like, the only bit I remember from the whole movie is the bit where they put her out on the lake on the inflatable bed in the middle of the night.
Yes.
And so he was like waiting for that bit the whole way through. Then we got to like 20 minutes towards the end and he was like, this isn't the movie I thought it was. But he was enjoying the movie. Like, we watched it. Like, we were loving the movie, both of us. But he was like, but I must have been thinking of something else. And then you get to the scene where they do all the naughty things. Because I think we remembered them being as, like, the whole point of The Parent Trap was, like, they were, like, really naughty kids.
Sure.
But they weren't actually naughty kids. They were really lovely. I liked their relationship with each other. And, like, it was just so cute. I was like, oh, it was so cute, honestly.
I loved it. Lindsay Lohan, I think she's making a bit of comeback, isn't she? She's done all those Christmas like Hallmark films. Yeah. But also Freaky Friday 2. Are you going to watch it?
I don't remember Freaky Friday 1.
Really?
I'm going on the next one on our list. Is it good?
Chad Michael Murray.
Is that why? I was going to say, I don't remember loving it, but probably because it might have scared me when I was a kid. You'd
be like, what?
Did this happen? Like, that probably would have scared me. The other movie we watched recently was St. Trinians. Watched that earlier this week. Oh my god,
another throwback.
That was really good. Yeah, we enjoyed that.
Abstract question. Freaky Friday type vibes. Would you, if given the choice, spend a day in the life and in the mind of your partner?
Oh, that sounds terrifying, honestly. Oh, I mean, hypothetically speaking, yeah, lol, hilarious. Wouldn't that be so cool? Realistically speaking, I feel like I would learn things I wouldn't be able to unlearn, and I think it would probably shake the foundation of my relationship and belief system forever.
That's so true.
Because honestly, like, and I think it works both ways, right? Like, I definitely think some things that I'm glad that nobody can know about.
Yeah,
you know?
me too.
So I feel like, realistically speaking, I would never be able to look him in the eye again. Yeah, if I knew that he'd thought the things that I think. Do you know what I mean?
I'm so curious. No, but I agree with you. And I think also, I think it would be interesting if you're talking about like maybe like developing a relationship or something, and you're both like to imagine, like, because a lot of the conflicts are caused because you don't understand each other's perspectives. So to be able to go into their mind and understand how they think, why they think, what's led them to this, like, that could be phenomenal, right? Yeah. But you're right, it could just be as scary because you're like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
And my brain is not one you want to live in. Don't swap with me.
No.
I'd love to be in your brain for a little bit, though.
Yeah. I feel like it's normal to, like, have, like, counterparts, I guess, in your brain, isn't it? It's like, you know, you could be like really like happy and positive about one thing, but then there's also like the other side of your brain that's also like feels the opposite way.
Sure.
Is it not even like, it's not actually a feeling, it's more like just like a flitter of a thought.
Thought patterns.
Yeah. So I feel like that would be the thing where I'd be like, if I heard that, like, if I just hypothetically, like, I was in Ali's brain and he was at the shop and he was like, I miss Tash. Actually, no, I don't miss Tash. I don't think I would ever like be able to recover. Like, genuinely. Like, God. That's what I'm like. So, like, I would rather not ever know. Like, you know, like when you're away from your like partner or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I miss you, night night," or whatever. It's like, I don't want to know actually if you thought earlier in the day, I'm having a nice time without Tash. Actually, it's like I have had those thoughts too.
You protect
before.
yourself. You
like,
want to protect yourself.
Yeah, like I definitely go places. In fact, everywhere we always joke because we have like different patterns where like I will be so sad in the lead up to like being apart from my partner, but then the second I'm gone, I kind of forget they exist and I'm just chilling in my own little world. Whereas Ali is the opposite, where he'll like completely be totally chill and like not even bothered and like leave, get on the train or whatever, and then like 10 minutes later he's like, I've just realized I'm alone. Like, you know, like it's like we are complete opposites.
Sure.
But I would never want him to hear my thought process of like, I'm actually fine without him. Like, I'm chilling.
And vice versa. It's like, true, because you can't then con yourself into thinking
like, oh, they must really like love me and miss me. It's like, I do really love him and miss him, but it's like, I don't know, it's just like, that's normal.
But men, it would be, no offense, I'm sorry
my
for
ego would be able to take the hit.
But for the men, it would be like even just like the way that they, like, if they do a body scan of you, I reckon 90% of it would be there and there. Yeah. Like, I don't think they're looking into your eyes. So I feel like just your eye motions would be like, probably like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That is how much I sexualize you all of the time.
That's actually a very good point.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I don't know if we could control it if we were in their bodies for the first time. Because they've had to learn to control it, haven't they? We'd just be like...
exhausted.
God. Anyways, so... maybe that segues nicely into...
Does it?
No, we'll make it work.
With you? What have you been up to?
Oh, me. What have I been up to? Oh, I released a song with a band, punk bands, that I'm now tripped and fell into.
Is that the one that me and Ali love?
Yes.
You've released it now,
sorry. I need to post all of those videos, actually. We vibed to it in the car. And then also here as well, at Tash's house. And that was fun. That was before it came out. Sneak preview.
Yeah, I got a little sneaky preview, guys. We're on the inside over here.
It's very, very different.
I love it.
Thank you.
I
Very
really
different for me. I'm normally like folk and chilled acoustic singer-songwriter stuff. This is like rock and roll.
Yeah, it's like pop punk.
Yeah, it's pop punk.
Yeah, which I love pop punk music. So it's like one of my, and also we love a bit of female rage.
Yeah, we do. Oh my God, it's actually so cathartic.
Yeah.
At first I didn't know what to do in the rehearsal. I was like, I can't loosen up. Like, I'm too rigid for this genre. Like, I'm not going to hack it. Last time, which is like the fourth rehearsal, I was just bouncing off the floor. I was headbanging. I was sweating.
Yeah,
I was
letting
like,
everything out.
Ooh, it was so good. I love it.
I love that. That's so good.
And it's done
You're
well.
a secret rock star.
Yeah. I did like talk about like repression, right, and sort of like layers forming as you grow up and leading you into certain directions. But like when I think back to when I was little, I loved punk rock music. I grew up with two older brothers.
That was what we listened to.
Yeah, Avril Lavigne, Paramore. We went to like
Sum 41, Good Charlotte.
Exactly. That was my jam. And then it sort of stopped being cute. And so then other things became my jam, like an acoustic guitar and nice little lilting voices and things, which I'm not knocking. That's also like, I also love folk and country music. Taylor Swift obviously is my idol, especially the country stuff. But I definitely veered away from that, probably not thinking I could pull it off or not thinking it was very,
do you think that like
ladylike
liking girly music makes you more palatable?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, it's more people pleasing. It was more digestible for my parents when I told them I was quitting my job to explore music, to tell them that I was going to be a folk musician. Then, oh, by the way, also I'm joined a punk band.
Yeah.
Which it took
probably
a while to adjust.
Well.
They're only now adjusting to it because it's doing well.
Yeah.
Which I've said to them before. So yeah, definitely. I'm kind of resentful, but at the same time, you can't change things, and maybe the timing is right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Be a rock star. So that's what's been going on for me, but hence the Instagram is also like, because I'm pushing it so much, which maybe has been a good thing because I've had to just physically stop caring as much, just put it out there for the world and then leave it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me. Summer holes are coming up soon, and it's so warm today. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, it's
very excited.
Boiling,
isn't it? That's so nice. But yeah. That's me. That's my life.
That's my life.
It's my life.
Hope you enjoyed.
Thanks, guys. That was all we had to contribute
That's
today.
the end of the episode.
Wow.
We have nothing to give.
Let's give something.
Let's give something,
Let's give
shall
something.
we?
Cool.
Okay.
So you are not broken. You do not need to be fixed. You need to be understood.
Yes.
Boom.
Love
maybe
that so
also
much.
fixed a little bit in my case, but largely understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Take us away. You've actually prepared for this podcast. I'm gonna
I
have
prepared
a
a while ago, which is why I am. You better be chewing that bloody far away from that boom, Miss Lady. Okay, not me editing out your crunching noises over there. Look, can I hear it? Oh my god, Cara Knox. Disgusting.
So good.
I sounded so much like my mum there. That's something my mum would say.
Disgusting. No, not
Cara
the
Knox.
new, not the Jill 2.0.
Yeah.
Jill 2.0 would be like, you eat that pretzel, Cara.
Yeah, true. Oh my god, our dog is asleep in the corner and
That's
she's just
so
so cute.
Oh my goodness. How old is she now?
15.
Oh, I don't know.
She's actually a baby.
She's, well,
I mean, no, she's an old woman, but like, if you look at her, she's a baby.
she's your little baby.
She's so cute. Anyways,
yes.
yes, I came up with this episode a little while ago now, hence why I'm a little bit out of touch with it. But basically, the concept was, I just feel like sometimes in self-help culture, which I'm definitely a big part of, and this podcast is a part of too, and I love it. I'm all into self-development. I do believe in that we can just keep growing and changing, and that's like the more we can learn about ourselves and about how we can support ourselves better to when we grow and change, the better for me.
Yeah.
However, I do think that perhaps there can be in that world like an over reliance on like we need to like fix ourselves like when we struggle, like we need to basically heal so that we can be perfect. I behave in this way, I need to make sure that I never ever behave in that way again and do anything I possibly can, and I'm going to read every book or do whatever it takes or chastise myself until somehow I learn that this is not the right way to be until I am quote unquote perfect. But I think that sometimes that like constant seeking of self-improvement can be tiring. And I think that a lot of the time we keep going over and over the same thing. Why am I like this? Why do I keep like behaving in this way? Why do I keep getting this thing wrong? There must be something wrong with me. I need to fix it. I need to fix myself. What we actually just need is to be understood that like that might be a part of who we are or where we're at in our life, and like that's okay too.
Sure.
And a lot of the time, a bit like how like the first step in recovery is acceptance. I think sometimes the first step in healing is like understanding.
So is this from the perspective, maybe both, but is it largely from the perspective of you understanding yourself or other people understanding you?
I think
If that's even possible for people to understand anyone else.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And the reason being is that you can't obviously control other people and their emotions, and therefore you can't always rely on them for everything. However, I do think that having people who meet you where you are and can understand like where you're coming from is also a beneficial thing. But I do think majority of it is understanding yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, like rather than me saying to myself like I need to fix this, something wrong with me, like why am I like this, how can I heal this thing about me, there's all these buzzwords as well, like heal this trauma, and like and don't just put a band-aid over it.
It's
and I
all
agree.
suggestive of something needing to improve.
Yeah.
Right, heal means getting better.
Something's wrong with you, you need to fix it.
Yeah.
But it's like, but actually maybe what you need is to just like understand yourself a little bit better and be like, like there's a reason why like I behave in this way, or like this is coming from this trigger. Like maybe I need to think about like, what that trigger means to me and why it creates this outcome, as opposed to like, right, let's get rid of it altogether.
Sure.
Let's just like, throw it all away. I'm going to fix myself. Like, do you know what I mean?
Definitely. 100%. I think for me, the complication is, and this is where I need to, and the therapy probably will help, is to detach and separate my self-narrative with other people's. Because for me, I'm very influenced by other people. I don't know if it's a people-pleasing thing, if it's an empath thing, I don't know what it is, but like, I'm very vulnerable to people's opinions and judgments, and more so the close people in my life. And I actually wanted to do this topic today because I've probably been struggling with it recently, in the sense of like, I feel like maybe it's also like this punk transition, and people tend to be a little bit more cautious around you when there's like change, because they think, oh, like, is this destabilizing? Is it a rebellion? Is it, you know what I mean? So I think I've had like some pushback from certain people in my life, and it's the way that they present me to myself is that I'm kind of going off the rails, or I'm in turmoil, or I'm confused, and then it feeds into me, and I think, oh, yeah, maybe there is. So I need to get to the point where I detach that, and actually I know myself, and to be confident in that, and saying, actually, no, I've never felt more, at least with the music, I've never felt more sure about that specific genre.
Yeah.
Whereas it's being presented that I'm completely like confused, and I'm not with music. Everything else, but with music, I'm like, this feels right, and I'm going to trust it. Because that narrative then quickly becomes adopted by other people, and to the point where it's almost like you could be the most mentally kind of decisive person and know exactly where you are in life, but if everyone around you, your close people, are telling you and each other that there's something wrong with you, and then they may as well be. Like, then you exist as other people's perceptions.
Because you start to feel crazy, don't you?
You feel crazy, but also like you're only probably as I don't know. Yeah, if everyone has a shared perspective about you, this kind of goes back to something Ali brought up the other day, and it was really interesting. I think he said something to do with, he explained it better, something to do with like, are you only ever a perception of someone's? It's like, is that all you are? Because in which case you're different to everyone, so you're never one thing. So is there a true one thing? And I think there is, and I think that's almost, you spend your life trying to undo and find, like, peel back the layers to find that, because it just gets like, it just gets like piled on throughout life, and you're constantly trying to like fight it off and get there.
Well, I think it comes back to that. That's like I was saying, it's like you're the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with, and if the 5 people you're surrounding yourself with closest, 5 people are telling you that something is like wrong, that they don't understand you, that they don't get what you're saying, that they don't agree with your beliefs, you will start to feel that way about yourself too. Because you're absorbing their opinions. And if you're surrounding yourself by them, you're not understood, and you feel like you need to fix yourself. And then you trust them too. Probably more than your own insights. But also, going back to the actual topic, I think there's a lot of self-compassion that you need to get to, or practice, to accept that actually it's not you're not a problem, and you're not broken again, but actually life is traumatic, life is a trauma, and life is hard, and everyone, no matter how much they pretend, everyone kind of doesn't fucking know what they're doing, and even if they do, they're gonna have their own demons and issues. And I think when you think of yourself as broken, I think you think everyone else is fixed. That's got to be the opposite, right? It's broken and there's fixed, but like no one's fixed, so they can't therefore be a broken. Does that make sense? Like you can't have, neither of those things are real. And if you created a list of every single flaw you have that someone else has told you or you've noticed yourself, that list would be unbelievably long, because everyone's going to have a different opinion on like what is and isn't the right thing to do based on what they do and don't do. And you're also going to have your own opinion based on the situations that you put yourself in. And it's like, I was just looking at my notes, and one of the things that I put down, and I think this might be the reason why I actually wrote this whole episode to begin with, was about how I am conflict avoidant. It's something I've really recognized, and we've spoken about it in a couple of episodes ago, but how this came to light, and I didn't even really know I've never been a fighter, like that's just not who I am, but I didn't really see it as like, oh, I'm conflict avoidant, like that's what I am, like maybe that's something I need to work on, because there's conflict in life and you have to be able to handle it. And I actually have realized I can't handle it. Like I can't handle it. So and that was from work, and just from, and even, I just like look back and I just think like if I was a different person, I probably would have said a lot more, but that's just not who I am. So I don't want to ever have conflict. So I don't see the point, but it's actually, you don't leave a mark if you do that either. So it's like, there's a pro and con to both. Anyway, this is basically what the whole thing came up with, is like, I was basically chastising myself and blaming myself for the situation I was in, and saying, because I'm conflict avoidant and I've realized this about myself, I've got myself in a situation where I can't deal with it. because I can't deal with conflict.
Okay.
That's my fault. That's a flaw in myself.
Okay,
I'm
from your
broken
perspective.
because I can't have a conversation with someone that won't come to a resolution. Like, I am unable to cope with this situation. I need to fix this.
Okay.
Like, there must be something wrong with me that I can't have a conflict conversation with someone without, like, literally wanting to burst in tears, to be honest with you, or run the hell away.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that over and over again, and I was like blaming myself, and I was like, but that's actually not true, because why do I have to be conflict not avoidant? What's the opposite of avoidant?
Conflict,
like
proactive. I don't know. Conflict, direct. I don't know.
I can't think what the word would be. But like
enthusiastic.
Yeah, conflict enthusiastic. I like that one. There you go. I like that. That's good. I like that. I mean, it's not real, but it's good.
It's not real. We made that up.
Like, why do I have to be conflict enthusiastic? Why can't I be conflict avoidant? Because by being there's pros. By being conflict avoidant, it means it's one of the reasons why. I mean, this is so unbelievably hypocritical, because I did cancel last minute or something today. But usually I don't actually do that. I'm much more of a proactive person. And that's because I'm conflict avoidant. I don't want to ever get to the point where I have to cancel someone last minute and then feel uncomfortable. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very good at just saying yes and no to things at the beginning. What a pro that's come out of something that's actually a con, you know? Or like
there's two sides to every coin. So your attributes are what you make of them. Obviously there are some that are maybe a little less kind of like, you know, if someone's too kind of maybe being disrespectful or dishonest, like there's some characteristics that maybe you don't want to excuse, you want to address, but oftentimes most of them have a double-sided, double-edged sword, double-sided coin.
Well, if for example me being conflict avoidant meant I was going around lying to people because I didn't want to tell them the truth, then yes, that would be a problem. For sure.
So context. But context is important.
Yeah, but actually, I realized my conflict avoidance doesn't actually hurt anybody.
No, sure.
Yes,
it hurts you though.
It hurts
if anything.
me when I'm put in that situation. But what I need to do with that information is be like, right, well, what would I rather do? Would I rather understand that's not a part of me that's ever going to be a part of me? And honestly, like, I've looked into it, and like, according to like my astrology, my Myers-Briggs, like everything, that's just who I am. Like, it's in my nature, it's innate to me. So actually I've kind of accepted that part of me now. But it's like, isn't it nicer to just like understand and accept, like, okay, this is a trait I have. And whilst, you know, it would be nice to be able to have tough conversations, or like to, you know, maybe I would climb the career ladder quicker if I was more aggressive, you know, maybe in another world. Or maybe I would be too aggressive and get kicked all the way back bloody down again, you know? So like, we don't know what the other side of the coin is a lot of the time.
You kind of work with the attributes you have and whether you want to work with them. But them being in the current state that they are doesn't make you broken. It makes you a human.
Yeah.
Like, we are just humans. Like, we are inherently different, thank God. I mean, what would we achieve if we weren't? But I'm the same. Like, I can see it from both perspectives. My conflict avoidance, like you, I do think has probably led me to make decisions I probably wouldn't or wouldn't serve me the best. And I've probably known it too, but at the risk of like destabilizing things, like I would rather put that ahead of my own needs. But then on the flip side, I've done well in jobs because I can kind of get on with people. I pride myself on getting on with most people. But then again, the flip side to that is like, then I'm never really my true self. And there's the often, you know, like that other advice and that other sort of perspective of just be who you are and see who sticks around. But I don't know. So it's like served me in ways and it hasn't in others.
And I think that's the thing. And it's only you who can decide like at what point you want to actually do something about it. Or if you don't, I think that's where there's like, you know, this grocery list full of things that we need to fix about ourselves. We actually need to be really honest with ourselves, be like, okay, but what are we actually going to fix?
Yeah. And do we want to?
And do we actually want to?
And what does fix mean?
Yeah.
Because again, you could then become really conflict enthusiastic, but then actually fuck around with relationships. So does that actually fix anything?
No. And I think this is the thing, is like, when it comes to self-development, there are some really core like questions you have to ask yourself. And I think honestly, a lot of the time, by the time somebody goes and asks for help, they already know what the thing is that's already, you know, that they need to fix, quote unquote, you know. Or even when you pick up a self-development book, you're not going to read it if it ends up not being the right topic for you, right? So we do have a natural gut instinct, but if you're finding yourself forcing yourself to talk about something, I need to fix this particular thing about me, it's like actually you're really not that bothered about it, then you know that it's not the right thing.
Sure.
But if it is causing you misery, like if there was something, like if maybe my conflict avoidance was to the point where I was like never ever ever setting any boundaries with anybody, you know, everyone just could walk all over me all the time. I, you know, had no boundaries at work, had no boundaries at home, had no boundaries in my relationship and my friendships, and just felt incredibly like, you know, used and abused because of it, then yes, I need to go get help for that, because that is something that's negatively impacting my life significantly.
Sure.
And so that is worthwhile going out and, you know, looking for answers and looking for ways to set more boundaries, looking for ways to have more confidence in yourself, you know, because for example, being conflict avoidant for you, not you, but one listening, might not be innate. Like for me, I'm saying that something that I've actually realized is innate to me. Okay. It might be something that instead has been learned because of experiences in your past where you've not been able to set boundaries, or when you have, people have taken advantage of you still, or you've been used and abused in the past, and so you don't feel like you want to avoid any form of conflict as possible, so that you don't put yourself back in a situation that's traumatizing for you again. You know, there's all sorts of different reasons. In that case, that's not something that's innate to you, it's something that you've learned. Yeah. And then that's something that you probably could go and work on. Yeah, you can unlearn.
But that's the language that should be used. It's like development, growth, working on you. It's not like fixing yourself. Yeah. Because again, that implies that that is just it's a construct. Yeah. Like I refuse to believe there is one single walking human being out there that has no flaws. Yeah. And if that's the case, then there is no absolute state of being fixed or being whole or complete. Yeah. Therefore, the opposite cannot exist too. It cannot be true. There's no such thing. But how do you have conversations with people? How do you like address it? You know, so if like there's concerns, because this is my biggest thing, right? Is like people being concerned for me or for my welfare, but not being concerned about the right things, being concerned about music, as opposed to, okay, how am I actually at my core? Yeah. How do you have conversations and say to people like, basically this? How do you defend should you have to defend yourself?
You know what I genuinely think? I think it's not about the conversations you have with other people. I think it's about the conversations, that was a good catch, you have with yourself. Oh, so you think that because other people are telling you that music is the problem and you're doing this and that and you need to be doing more this and less that or whatever, they don't like your behavior because of it, they don't think you're being XYZ because of it, are you being respectful, are you being this? That's all a symptom. It's like, is there any truth into what they're saying? Well, okay, is it true that sometimes you might cross a line, or is it true that sometimes you might be overly emotional about something, or is it true that sometimes you might put up and delete an Instagram story 17 times because of insecurity? Like, yes, those things are true. The music is not the problem, though, is it? Sure. Like, that's the surface. It's just not. That's just a symptom. And so other people saying, oh, well, that's the problem. You must quit music because that's clearly the problem. That's the reason why you're behaving like this, and we don't like the way you're behaving, so we need to fix this problem.
We're concerned about you. That's
we're concerned about you. Exactly. Because we don't see it from your side, but all they're seeing is the symptom on the outside and not seeing. And the thing is you can't really expect them to see what's on the inside unless you actually tell them. But to tell them, you have to then understand it yourself first. Right. Like it's so,
and it's vulnerable. Yeah. And it's more vulnerable. Yeah. Being exposed. It's like exposing a wound. Yeah. Like then you're opening it up to other people's perspectives. I was very much having this conversation with a friend of mine about like why. Also someone struggling with a particular relationship, but kind of saying to me, well, she doesn't really hasn't opened up to anyone about it, or doesn't want to talk about it because then other people offer their input and then it clouds your judgment. Yeah. And I find it, again, very hard to separate my own internal thoughts with the people closest to me. Yeah. And so I'm then like, how much of it is me? How much of it is my thought process? How much of it is theirs? So I'm not saying don't talk to people. Talk to people, like you say, your 5 people that you know want the best for you. Yeah. And probably have the right kind of means to support you and the right approach. But also learn your own voice from theirs. Like be able to draw it out from...
I think you have to, and I think you have to sit alone with that, and I think that is where, like, this, you don't need to be fixed, you need to be understood. Like, people are trying to fix the symptom. That's not going to get you anywhere. Like, somebody could serve you stardom on a platter, car, and it would not change.
I actually think it'd send me.
I think it would too.
I think it'd send me.
It would not change anything about your situation. I genuinely believe that.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because it's just a symptom.
Yeah.
So that's why nobody is understanding that it's just a symptom. They think that's the problem. But you understand now that it's just a symptom.
Yeah.
And you need to now understand what is the underlying thing that I'm trying to uncover about myself.
Sure.
And this is the ultimate question, isn't it? Is it something that's causing me enough pain where I'm willing to then go out and do something about it?
Sure.
Or is it something that is innate to me and I'm going to have to accept about myself and find a way of moving through the world in a way that aligns with who I am? Like I said, I'm going to find a way of moving through the world in a way that aligns with the fact that I'm conflict avoidant. However, there are other things that I have worked on or working on or worked on in the past, which I went, you know what, I can't get through the world without having to deal with this thing.
Sure.
So I'm going to have to just go out there and deal with it.
Make friends with your demons a little bit. Yeah.
Exactly.
I do need to go and see a therapist. This has got some good little nuggets of wisdom here.
I'm so like impartial now. Like, I feel like this is what always happens though, isn't it? Is that like, and then you said it's so true, like, it's very hard when you tell somebody about your life to separate then their opinions from your own opinion, which is why I really try not to give my own opinion.
But sometimes you want them, especially if they reinforce your opinions. Yeah. Then you feel justified. Then you feel like, okay, actually, this person's saying it too. Then maybe actually I'm not, because to trust your own thoughts and feelings when they are this
it's hard sometimes.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
So sometimes you look for people, and that can be damaging too. Like if you're someone who's involved in like a negative behavior, and you surround yourself with people who are also involved in that negative behavior, well, you're only all going to validate each other's experience, aren't you? So that it can...
It's called an echo chamber.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, yes, positively you can utilize that. And I have done this with music. Like I've surrounded myself with like really good supportive music friends who are going through the same thing, and we can completely understand each other's experience. But it can just as easily turn into, okay, I'm going to look for this group because I want them to justify what I'm doing. Yeah. So I'm going to be one of them.
Yeah.
And therefore we're all just going to live in our little bubble of like... I don't know. Complicated. Yeah. Being human is...
It is hard. And I think that's a very, very good point. That's why you do have to listen. You have to think about who you take advice from.
Yeah.
And it's like you never take advice from somebody whose situation you wouldn't want to be in.
True.
It's really, really, really important.
And never take advice from people who haven't been... I think it's like never ask for directions from people who
haven't been when you're going.
Yeah. When you're going. Yeah. I love that one. Yeah. I love that one.
It's true, but it's very hard oftentimes to find people who are where you're going, and also where are you going.
Right.
I sometimes struggle with that because I'm like, well, actually, I don't really know. I don't have a very clear view for my future. I don't have a manifestation timeline. I'm not like, that's my ultimate goal is to
do this,
sell out a stadium. Like that's not. I don't know what I want to do with my life. Yeah. So I can't. It doesn't align as much with me, but if you know where you want to go,
sure,
then you're like, that's what I want, then yes, only listen to people who are there already.
But I do think your approach, and I know it's not always chosen, like sometimes people have a clear view or they've been taught, or sometimes they don't, but I do actually think yours is healthier from my perspective of when I didn't know what I wanted for myself. I think I was very open. I was less pressure. I put less pressure on myself. I didn't see things as failures or shortcomings because there was nowhere I was trying to get to. I was just learning, and I was trying new hobbies, and I was trying the whole having a goal and being relentlessly passionate about it. Like, yes, okay, I understand that great things. Maybe we need certain people like that. We need the kind of the people, but I do think sometimes it's a chaotic mind frame to be so one track. I don't like that about myself. I actually wish, in a way, I've said this before, I don't want to say it actually because I don't want to tempt fate, but I wish in a way that maybe I wasn't as driven with music, but I kind of feel like I can't help it now.
But I do think you wish that sometimes, not because that's not what you want, but because you just...
It's what comes with it.
Yeah, you don't want all of the opinions and the outside noise and having to defend yourself 24/7 and your choices 24/7. That must be fucking
it's not
exhausting.
The music. It's the sort of it being out there for public consumption, which is the whole point of it. And sometimes I do reflect and think I am not strong enough for this. If someone random in my village has something to say about my music video, that ruined my day. Yeah, and if I am not strong enough to handle that and to just be like, well, fuck it, I'm going to keep my stuff out there.
Yeah.
How would I do it on a mass scale? How do you, I mean, Taylor Swift, everyone like, because obviously we know as massive super fans that she's had her difficulties and she's had the documentaries, and I've had like at the time that she released, I think it was Miss Americana, people were slating her for like, oh, like, look, you've got a mansion, like, you've got the, like, you have the amazing life, what could you possibly complain about? For her, just to like mentally still be together must be, I don't actually, that's a superhuman power from every thing.
I do think that there's like a couple of different approaches, but I do think for me, like, the best one is just humor. Is to be like, that's funny, like that person having an opinion on the thing you're talking about, that's funny, like, I know, that is,
be lighthearted.
You have to like, either you're someone who's like, you think that's bad, haha, you know, lol, whatever, or you're someone who's like, you know, block the haters, like ignore, like, or you're someone who fights back and is like, no, I'm gonna name and shame you on my Instagram stories, and that's not my approach, but like that is an approach people take, you know, and Taylor Swift definitely throws lawyers at the problem, you know, and there's like multiple, whereas I know, like, for example, I watched the Molly May documentary. Have you watched it?
No,
I never actually watched her. I don't watch Love Island, and I don't know anything about her at all, but I just like trash TV. I've always loved trash TV. So I watched the documentary, and just the funny thing is that like, her, like, it's genuinely true, like, her problems are not problems, right, at all. Like, you know, and obviously she's telling us what she wants to do, so I'm only saying that according to like the things that she shared. I'm not talking about like she might have other things going on in her life I don't know about, and those probably might be real problems, but the problems she's putting on the TV, not problems, guys, not problems at all.
What is it, like makeup vibes?
They're like literally like, oh, so people come up to my event that I'm now like overwhelmed. It's like, cool, well, like, that must suck for you. Like, I don't know, like, I'm an introvert, I wouldn't want to do that either, but then I wouldn't have made a business where I was put in that situation all the time. So, you know, you know, each to their own. But I'm like, the confidence to actually have Prime record a documentary on your life and be dead serious about it and put it all out there on the internet, like, the confidence that takes, like, I'm like she has skin of steel, like, for reals. And I think that, like, I don't know which route she takes when it comes to dealing with the haters.
Sure.
You know, like, I know Khloe Kardashian is always a block and bless, you know, like, she is very much like, you know, she's had a lot of hate over the years, and like, so have all the Kardashians, obviously. And I think they are so, like, godly that's like, they're like, I don't know if that's the right word, godly. When you, like, love God. Is that godly?
Oh, like holy?
Holy? No, I don't think they're holy.
Religious?
Yeah, religious is the word I'm looking for, isn't it? No, holy would mean they were like God.
That's
what I mean. That's why when I said that, I was like, I don't want those people to think that I think they're like God.
That's why I was also like,
there you go.
You mean they're like...
No, like, they're so religious that I think that they, like, they deal with the heat. They cult with a K. That's actually hilarious.
I know, thank you.
They deal with the haters by being, knowing that God's put them on that path and they're on the right path, and like, they have faith in their faith, and so that's how they deal with the hate. So I think, like, everyone has different ways, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But like, to put yourself in that position, you have to have a way. Like, you have to find a way that will be innate to you, whatever it is, you know.
I actually think there's a lot to be said for so performance psychologists, right? And I've seen, when I watch the tennis documentaries on Netflix, which follows the players all around the tours, and a lot of them have like psychological support to deal with their on-court moments, because at times it's like, some of them will say what separates them is not necessarily their physical strength, stamina, and ability. It's like, can I keep my cool while he falls apart? Like, can I keep focused? Can I keep confident? Can I keep calm? Like, all of these things that they are. So their brains are trained as much as their bodies. We don't get that in any other sort of like professions or in general life, do we? We train and we fitness and we do whatever, but we don't, unless you advocate for therapy and for self-development and things. And I do think, actually, there are performance therapists for musicians or actors or people in the public eye. And I do wonder, therefore, whether that means that you can develop it as a skill, whether you can become more resilient.
You definitely can if you want to be. 100%. I just think it takes a lot to get to that point.
Sure.
And I just thought to myself as well, what my coping mechanism is, because I know this from other areas of my life, is like, and again, this is like each to their own, this is why I'm just giving my example, but mine is like, somebody will have forgotten about this, like, by, like, this time next week.
Yeah.
Like, that's my
Sure.
coping mechanism for, like, so if I embarrass myself, by next week, no one's going to care.
Yeah.
If someone's mean to me, by next week, I'll have forgotten who they are. Like, you know, it's like, it's so
you put yours
short term.
You put it into context.
Yeah, I put it into context. It's like, even today, like, we had to cancel on something, and I felt really bad about it. And I was like, I did feel bad, but I was like, but in a week's time, no one's going to care.
It is a distant memory.
It doesn't actually matter. I was like, oh, I hope they don't think this about it. You know what? In a week's time, they're literally going to have not thought about me in a week.
Sure.
So I don't think it matters.
Sure.
Like, that's my, like,
way
method is like,
yeah,
whatever. Someone's going to forget very soon.
Yeah. I think my method is, like, it's the classic, like, the cliche, and I'm just relating this to, like, internet, because I've only had a couple of trolls. Kind of, at the time I was, like, devastated. In retrospect, I'm like, actually, this maybe means I'm going places.
Pretty iconic.
I've got some trolls. Yeah, you little trolls. At the time, it broke me. Strangers on the internet, like, ridiculous. But then you've got to, like, my mum's always, like, enforced this in me. And I do think that there's something to be said for it. I think if people make a conscious effort to go out on the internet or in real life and attack a stranger for something that is really has no impact on them, and they don't know this person, they're not affected by this person, but they've taken enough time and energy and thought to go and leave a snotty comment on their video. Like, you should feel sorry for that person.
Yeah.
That's what my mom's always said.
What
like,
a sad little life, Jane.
Yeah, what a sad little life, Jane. Like, what is going on for them that they feel like they want to bring someone down?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty shitty, and I don't think it needs to be like, oh, I'm going to excuse them for it. Like, people should be held to account, but it also just means, okay, like, I don't have to then take it on as what I'm doing. I can separate. I can be like, okay, what you're putting out is a reflection of how you feel about yourself, not me. Yeah. And I can detach myself.
But
I
can you do that?
Well, no. In theory. Yeah. In theory, that's what
where you need to get to.
But no, in reality, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah.
Ruined my week. But I don't know. I think at least I know that that's something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I need to work on that.
You'd have to put it into practice.
Yeah.
And so the next time that happens, you'd have to actually action it.
Yeah.
And then see how you feel.
Sure.
And then, like, and I have to remind myself, like, you know, like, I will spiral and then I'll be like, no one's going to care in a week, Tash. And I'll be like, okay, I'm fine now.
What I do like doing, but I don't know if it's healthy, but like with my trolls that I had, when they left me little comments, I replied really nicely.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fair enough. Thanks for checking my music out, XX. And I was like, I kind of felt good about it.
Yeah.
I was like,
because they're probably like,
they're not expecting that, and they're probably wanting a bit of, it's so underwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah.
So underwhelming, and I'm like, I'll take whatever little joy you're getting out of this away.
That actually, I've seen that all the time in Instagram comments where someone will write something mean, and then the like writer will the poster will reply, and then they'll be like, oh my god, like, I love you so much, like, I'm so sorry, that was just my opinion, and like, you know, I don't even know why I said it, like, you know, nightmare, like something like that, XX, you know, like, they'll actually like
apologize for it.
A lot of the time, like, this is for like big celebs and stuff, like, a lot of the time they're fans, but they're like, or not even that they're fans, they're like, they just like to hate, and then they will, and then when somebody actually acknowledges them,
take the power away.
They're like, shit, like, I just wrote something hateful, and someone's like that makes me like, it causes like a self-reflection, you know,
interesting.
Like, oh my god, like, why did I do that? Like, it's almost like, it's sometimes so easy, like keyboard warriors, they talk about it, you know, it's easy to type
you detach
something in a moment. I'm not that I can ever say I've ever written a bad comment on anything in my life, but you know, you've all replied to a message too harshly in our time or whatever, based on the fuel of the moment, and you just like, sometimes when someone actually responds and like
makes you realize how shitty you
you're like, when you read back your message, you're like, god, did I really write that? Like, ooh.
It's true. I often find if you personalize it and you say their name, like, you call them out, so like, again with my trolls, well, I only had two, I'm not going to keep bragging about it and flexing, but I like, because you know how sometimes your username's different, but if you go into their profile, it shows their name. So like Amy, for example, just picking that out of nowhere, so it'll be like Marshmallow Puff or whatever, and then I'll reply saying, I think I said something like, not the name, but I was like, hey Amy, sorry that you feel this way. Thanks for checking out my music. Have a great day or something. So if you make it that, you know, like, you're naming them.
Yeah,
the name and shaming them.
I love that actually. That's a great method.
You've got it. Well, my mom, I've learned from my mom in the like completely different context when she like gets deals done and barters with people. She always makes it personal. She'll start by, if it's someone that she wants a good phone deal from, or she's like fighting someone about a passport or something, she'll be like, my mom's just admin queen for all of us. And she'll be like, oh, hi, Stephen. Hi, this is Leslie you're talking to. Stephen, where are you from? There's an accent. Where are you from? So she'll get to know Stephen.
Yeah.
And then Stephen will feel personally, and he will become her link to every query and concern she will ever have. Stephen will never be let off the hook. And he is walking very suspiciously back to the fridge. Isn't he? Yeah. So I don't know. I think there's maybe that.
All right, can you wrap us up?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So in summary, you are not something to be fixed. You're something to be understood. Self-understood, most importantly, because I don't know that anyone will understand you unless you understand yourself. And say no to the haters. And there was a lot of other stuff in between. Like, I need to go to therapy and Parent Trap. Watch it. So good.
You should.
Cool.
That was so good.
Thank you, guys.
Please, hope you enjoyed this episode.
Like,
subscribe,
comment,
leave a 5-star rating and review.
Come back next week and have a great day.
Have a great day.
Love
that.
I know, cute.
Bye.
Bye.